Mahalo and thank you, Lani and Hafide Tanji, Hafide Tauta Pacific. Hello, everybody in Pacific region, the diaspora, etc. My name is Keith Camacho. What's that? I am a light-skinned Chamorro person who lives and works in what the native Tongva call Tavangar, also known as the city of Los Angeles. A shout out to the Tongva peoples of this great place. I'm also 5 feet tall and I'm wearing a black shirt. And my Zoom background has the image of a forest, a green forest area with a parking lot nearby. And so it gives me pleasure to join you. I'll talk for about 4 minutes and then my colleague and friend, Len Pereira would join me thereafter. And given our emphasis, before I begin, I also want to thank everybody, Tanji, Angela, Hoku, Fui Fui, Maile, Daniel, everyone for putting together this amazing series. I watched the earlier one with David, Vince, and company, great stuff. And so I'm excited to be here. Thank you again. So given our emphasis on pedagogy, Pacific studies, gender, sexuality, me and Len want to talk about a class we are teaching right now. As a teacher, I've taught for over 25 years. I've taught high school, I've taught community college, I've taught with and alongside nonprofits, I've taught in churches, I've taught on the street, in the village. And so it gives me great pleasure for me and Len to talk a little bit about our collaboration in this class we call OGs Reppin' the Hood. OGs Reppin' the Hood, Indigenous Art, Justice, and Service. And so let me, what I'll do, in this course, in short form, we feature former original gangsters and we talk about masculinity, talk about girl empowerment, we talk about healing, transformation, all those different things. Let me read out the description for this class. OGs Reppin' the Hood, Indigenous Art, Justice, and Service. In Oahu, Filipino, Native Hawaiian, and Samoan youth gangs often participate in petty crimes, as with assault and theft. Elsewhere, the Chamorro youth gangs of Guam frequently manufacture and circulate methamphetamine, as do the Maori and Pacifica youth gangs of Aotearoa, New Zealand. In doing so, these Pacific Islander youth sometimes appropriate the signs, songs, and swagger of African-American gangs in Los Angeles, as much as they employ and remake their indigenous notions of belonging, identity, and territory throughout Oceania. One example is the OG, or the original gangster, a term that designates authority and demands respect. In Aotearoa, for example, some Samoan youth gangs follow the counsel of their OGs, also known as their matai, or high chiefs. But for me and Len, Len and myself, we ask, what happens when the OGs leave their gangs? Where do they go? What do they do? In this seminar, we feature the life stories of several original gangsters from California, the complex and fraught processes by which they entered and exited gangs, the liberating manner by which they assert their talents in the arts, counseling, music, and social work, and the alofa, or love, or kindness in the Samoan language, and the alofa of their cultures that make affirmation, forgiveness, healing, and most vitally, service possible. As such, this seminar, Len and myself, our seminar in conceptualizing it, we seek to decolonize the pathological lens of law enforcement that represents African-American, Filipino, Native Hawaiian, Samoan, Tongan, and other marginalized youth as deviant and criminal. Our goal is to center the transformative stories about and the many contributions of Pacific Islander OGs, like my colleague and friend, Len Pereira. And so this is our seminar. We only meet 5 times in this 10-week quarter at UCLA. And to give some background on this format, I've taught this course. It's a one credit, pass, no pass. And the beautiful aspect of this seminar is it allows me to partner with great people like Len. I've taught similar seminars with public defenders. I've taught seminars with people at the forefront of LGBT organizing in Los Angeles nationally. I've taught this seminar with also other faculty members and others. And so and with students. The most recent class I taught was with Filipinx students, and the class was called Filipinx: Activism for a New Generation. So I'm really grateful even to the university for allowing this one kind of format, this pedagogical format, where we can touch on some of these very, very important issues, much of which Lani and others have already shared. And so I'm now gonna turn my time over to Len. And Len, please welcome and join us. And you can say more about your entry point into the course, and a relationship, our collaboration, and the many great things you bring to the students at UCLA. So thank you, Tanji, Fafatai, Sujus Masi, everybody.